to learn more about the Trump administration's battlefield successes against the Islamic State. Since coming into office almost a year ago, President Trump has made great strides in the war against ISIS. At the time of his inauguration, the Islamic State controlled major cities in Iraq and Syria. The Islamic State's black flag flew over Raqqa in Syria and over Mosul in Iraq. Today, both cities are liberated. ISIS lost thousands of square miles in territory at an astonishing rate. Unfortunately, the American people are not seeing this good news story. Instead, they see nightly stories in the mainstream press about Russian interference and other issues. The American people deserve to know the facts about what changed between administrations and how President Trump is keeping us safe. We're here then to talk about real, concrete successes and what the United States government can do to build on these wins to ensure the safety of the American people. We have before us a distinguished panel of experts with deep national security experience. Dr. Sebastian Gorka served as Special Assistant to President Trump and advised the President on the existential threat posed by radical Islamic terrorism. He has a distinguished career of service in counterterrorism, is on the advisory board of the Council for Emerging National Security Affairs. We look forward to his testimony, and thank you for coming. We'll also hear from Mr. Michael Pregent, an adjunct fellow from the Hudson Institute. He's a former intelligence officer with nearly 30 years of experience and is an expert on the Middle East and North Africa. We hope he can shed light on the future challenges we face against ISIS and what we can expect moving forward. We're also joined by Philip Lohas, a research fellow in the Maryland Ware Center for Security Studies at the American Enterprise Institute. He's an expert on unconventional and emerging national security challenges, served as an embedded analyst with the Department of Defense and the multinational force Iraq, and also embedded with the U.S. Army in eastern Afghanistan. We thank him for coming and for his testimony. We also have Dr. Robert Pape, a professor of political science at the University of Chicago. He studied this subject in detail and written numerous books on the topic. We look forward to his perspective on this matter and thank him for coming. I'm confident we can do more in this battle against radical Islamic terrorism. I'm heartened by the President's dedication to our military and his emphasis on defeating, not simply deterring ISIS. The days of feckless leadership, of understanding our foe, those days need to be over. The naive declarations that ISIS is simply a JV squad, those days are over. We have an administration that appreciates the danger posed by the Islamic State and, I think, critically, is actually playing to win against the Islamic State. I hope the witnesses can shed light on what the administration has gotten right, but also what we can improve on and where we go from here, because the successes, while real, are not the end of the ballgame. So thank you, and I will yield to the ranking member, Mr. Lynch, for his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr.